This is your host and real estate coach, Rafael Cortez. You are listening to the REI Wholesaling Podcast, where every week I bring you the real life case studies and strategies you need to level up your real estate wholesaling business. If you haven't done so yet, go to reiwholesaling.com. Again, that's reiwholesaling.com. Sign up and get free access to your Wholesaling 101 course. This free training teaches you step by step everything you need to close your next wholesale deal and start making big money now. We have Nguyen Almonte. He's in the New Jersey markets, and recently just tapped into the whole power of JVing, who, not how, and bringing other people in. And check this out. Right now, this month, they have 8 deals in the pipeline. Last month, they had 11 deals in the pipeline. It's not even a year mark. So I'm super excited, brother, to have you on, man. I know you just landed too, went to a conference over the weekend, literally landed about 20 minutes ago, and then you went right into the podcast. So that's super cool.
Straight to work. Thank you for having me, Rafael. It was great seeing you over the weekend as well. Thanks for the opportunity.
Let's get it. Yeah, it was a great seeing you in person. I mean, I see you on the coaching calls and we're always talking, but in person is a whole different deal. So it was awesome. It was a great weekend. But yeah, man. So give us a little bit of context. I mean, you jumped into the wholesale business blueprint at the beginning of the year, right around February, if I'm not mistaken, right? And you had some results there, and then just tapped into JVing and opened it up. Before you were doing this, what were you doing before?
Well, I had a career which I just left behind in advertising. Mm-hmm. So radio advertising, digital advertising, podcasting. My last gig was at Slate Magazine, mm-hmm. So slate.com, running a lot of their podcast ads and campaigns. And it's something that actually prepared me very well for this job, because this is all marketing, right? So once I realized that, it's like, okay, this is what I do for my 9 to 5. It's just, instead of advertising for them, I want to advertise for myself now. Like, let's do this.
Yeah, you took on it really, really quick too. And yeah, it's funny you say, from the 9 to 5, like from the 9 to 5, I guess we can create, you can work at a job, right? But anything that you do after the 9 to 5 is like, that's working for you. That's when you create your own dream. Otherwise, 9 to 5, we're building somebody else's dream. After the 9 to 5, that's when you start kind of building yours, and you transition out of that and then jump right into it.
As you know, when I started early in the year, I still had the 9 to 5. And like you said, that's exactly how it felt. I felt like I was, it's weird because I did like that job and that field, and mm-hmm. and I was fine with it. But once I started doing this, when I was doing my 9 to 5, I was like itching to work on I should be talking to sellers, I should be trying to get deals, and it started bothering me so much that I quit.
Wow.
Yeah, I just wanted to do this, and when I was working over there, it felt wrong after a while. I should be working on my own thing. And it happened really quickly too.
Yeah. That's how long did it take you? I mean, for you to kind of figure out that this was the path, the route that you wanted to take?
It only took me like less than 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of months. One thing that I needed was just that proof of concept. And I think my girlfriend was telling you over the weekend about how there's. I took a 2-week vacation, and all I did was cold call, like every single day, like insane. 10 hours a day. It's the most boring non-vacation, that I've ever done. But, that forced me to see what the results were, that, if I spoke to people did pick up eventually, that it's a numbers game, and that if I, actually focused on it, that showed me that it was going to work out,
Yeah. Well, no, you went into it, I mean, very tenaciously. Even though you were doing it part-time, I remember at the beginning, you would always show up to the coaching calls, and then you had updates, you had results, you had questions, and there was stuff that was always, showing the effort that you were putting into it. So, I mean, needless to say, you come along and then get results. It does. I mean, there is a lot of rejection. Sometimes it takes a while to get, that first deal through the door for, proof of concept. But if you do the right thing for long enough, right, you're going to have the results that you want. How long did it take you to get to that first deal?
It was, I guess the first month was just learning, getting systems together. Nothing happened. But that gentleman that sold me the first deal, which turned out to be, he seller financed it to me. It's an investor, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, you went straight for the
Yeah,
advanced strategies that we have in there. Like, you started talking about seller financing. A couple of weeks into the program, I was like, what is this guy doing? Let's go.
exactly. I had to go into the vault and pull up that video. I had no idea what I was doing, but I got into once I started that conversation with him, and I figured out that this is where it needed to go. I
Yeah.
got into it, refreshed on the subject,
Hmm.
and it worked out. I think I started the initial point of contact with that gentleman, his name's Robert, was the second month, and I guess pretty quickly after that, we closed on that transaction, and that's the rental for me.
So,
I'm
wow.
not selling it.
And you kept that, right? You got it through seller financing.
Yeah, seller financing. None of my credit. I don't. That guy doesn't even know my social.
Yeah.
So I went through the company, and this is a great deal.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many opportunities out there, especially if you have, different tools to take advantage of. I mean, of course, like we always talk about having and dropping the wholesale offer. The way that we work it, we'll transition from a wholesale offer, and then we'll pitch an option if that doesn't work. And if that doesn't work, we'll move on to seller financing. But we have an array of tools, right? That we're always kind of going through. So
Yeah,
yeah,
100%.
and I like the fact that you were able to see, the benefit in keeping something like that instead of wholesaling. So there's so many different ways to play in real estate. And if you're just a little bit creative and have the right route, you're going to do okay. So that's killer, bro. Like, so you're saying that you got your first house within, the first couple of months of just,
Yeah, I think everything closed.
Pounding the phones. Yeah. Oh yeah.
It took a little while to close, but yeah, within the second month, it's when I started that process of communicating with Robert, and
did you
would think that
I can't remember. I really can't remember the details of the transaction. Did you put in, like, was there money down, or was there anything like that you forked out of pocket?
I did fork a little bit out of pocket. I was fortunate enough to have that, but it was only 5% down. If first of all, and the only reason why we got there is because you said first we started with the wholesale offer, going through the process and the negotiations, just how you have it laid out in the program. But this gentleman, he wasn't in the market to sell. He's an investor himself. He has 20 plus properties. The only way that it made sense for him is when we got to the seller finance conversation. He's like, hey, Robert, what are we gonna do? I want to buy your house. How can we make this worth your while? And that's how we landed on seller financing. But in reality, he's not a distressed seller at all. He's an investor.
He's an investor. I mean, it's again, it's just a seller, right? That's the well. First off, I mean, getting a house 5%, it's within 60 days of just getting started in real estate. It's sick. So that's definitely a bell, my friend. That is definitely a bell. Good work on that. And yeah, like, here's the thing. We have like this stigma, I think, of what a distressed seller looks like, or what a seller looks like. And I used to think this way. I used to think that a seller that would sell wholesale, I mean, they would, raggedy clothes, and they were just beat up, and they would look, tired and like, I don't know. That was the imagery that I had in my head, right? But no, the situations are very different. Some people just get tired of being landlords, not physically tired, but they have so many properties, they don't care anymore. They just want to, increase the quality of life, and they need to drop a couple of things here and there because they don't want to deal with the tenants. There's so many different reasons that come along when it comes to finding the distress, right, and the problem. So. For this guy, which leads me to this question, what was his? So he was an investor. He just wanted to get rid of it. Was he having issues with the tenants, or?
No, this one just happened to be the one that was a little bit outside of the circle of where he had all of his other properties. Yeah. So this is the one that he cared about.
Comfort.
A little less.
Yeah.
He is getting up there in age. So, even though he wasn't, crazy to sell it, he wasn't crazy about my cash offer. We worked out, something that works for everyone. He's happy, I'm happy, and that was it. It's comfort. Also, the lease on the current tenant was about to be up as well, so he just didn't. I came in at the right place, right time. When I made that cold call, and it kind of just worked out.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? I mean, it's pretty amazing to know that you can be there, first of mind whenever something like that happens. So again, the vacation probably paid for itself, but in both like experience and gains. So that's awesome, dude. I mean, you did a pivot too, like a few months into it, and then you really went all in full time 3-4 months ago. Is that when it happened?
Yeah, about 4 months ago, full time. I made the decision to, just quit the 9 to 5. My girlfriend looked at me and said I was crazy. You met her.
Yeah, she's awesome. She's amazing.
Nah, she is. She is.
Check this out. I'm gonna give her a shout out because she spent her birthday weekend with you in a real estate conference in Scottsdale. I mean, if that's not backing you up, I don't know what is, bro.
That was a tough sell. You remember like the couple of weeks leading to it? I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna work this out, Rafael. But we did it. And I'm glad we did. It was a good time over there.
Beautiful. You had so you went into it about 3-4 months ago, and then you started talking about a pivot. You started talking about the dispo side. So you've done the cold calling, you've done the lead generation, you've done the front end, and you build this whole system, right? You follow the blueprint, you have this whole system now in your business, but you started looking for additional opportunities because you JV'd, joint venture partnered with a couple of tribe members and then closed deals like that. And then you looked for additional partners, right? And now your operation looks a little different. And I mean, this is exponential growth and development. I mean, we're talking 10 months here. It's crazy what you've been able to do over the last 10 months. So tell me about that.
Well, one thing I realized quickly, and it even came from, seeing your content and how all of the, big influencers like you collaborate with Brent, and everyone just seems to just be working together instead of competing, right? It seems like there's a mentality 100%. Of abundance. And I'm like, and I quickly realized like, there's really, because I have, big sites, there's big things I want to do. And I just realized that there's no way that I can accomplish it in the time frame that I want to on my own, you know? So it's like, why limit myself to try to like, do everything on my own, have that ego, like just put that aside. I work with great people here locally. We have been, discussing deals and actually did a couple of deals. So I just put it out like, listen, we're all pulling the same list. We're all hitting, the same marketing channels, same area. We have complementary skills that we can all bring together and make a killer team. And that's exactly what we did, so, and it's worked out great. I mean, we all have stuff that complement each other. My partner Jerry comes from a lending background as a loan officer. Ryan comes from like high level construction management experience. So any fix and flips that we have, any funding questions that I don't know about, we got Jerry. I come from a marketing background. So all of these are, tools that we collectively have that, on our own, we can just accomplish so much more together than we can, individually. So that's what I believe in.
Well, I mean, the results kind of speak for themselves. I mean, last month we had 11 deals between the, and the joint venture partnership between the three of you. I mean, that's what happened. You're handling the dispo side of things, right? Like that's your superpower now. So you transitioned from acquisitions and all that stuff. You did it all, and then you moved to dispo. You found your sweet spot there. Is that what happened?
Well, it allows me to focus on that now that, I have two solid partners. And, we could have, honestly, if it wasn't for the little bit of chaos of us bringing all of our VAs together and systems together, we could have done more last month. And we're on track to do more this month. And we have really big goals for, 2022. So
I'm excited, man. I'm just excited to see what you're going to be able to do in the span of the next year. 10 months and you're in the middle of the learning curve. I'm moving super fast and then seeing opportunities, making all these connections and I mean, just crushing it. It's amazing to see it. I mean, I'm not just saying that, it truly is.
No, I'm excited. Who knows what's ahead, but I'm excited for whatever that is.
So, and now you guys are doing, you're doing wholesaling, you're doing buy and hold, and you're doing fix and flip too, right?
Yep. Fix and flip. wholesaling, JVing, just a little bit of everything. We have a couple of Airbnbs. It's all about networking. That's why I go to these events.
Would you have imagined having a conversation like this in January at the beginning of the year?
I didn't even know what any of this was. Honestly, it's like you would have been speaking. I'm just learning the English language, but that would have been another language that you'd have been speaking to me right now. So
man, that's
I
insane.
have no idea what this was.
That's insane. I love it. You have we were talking about a deal right now that you guys sourced, and that was actually a referral from somebody else. Let's break that one down.
Oh yeah, definitely. So this one is locally here in Jersey.
And
came through
you market. I'm sorry to barge in, but you market at a local level. You guys market in New Jersey and New York, right? And then you JV nationwide. You have the process to JV nationwide, right?
Yep, we set up dispodaily.com, a little self plug there. Check us out. Where we're
what is that? Dispodaily.com.
Yeah, dispodaily.com. And the goal of that website is to help other wholesalers nationwide with dispositions or wherever they may be, and also revive the dead leads as well for stuff that didn't work out as a wholesale deal. We can try to convert it into other types of deals as well. So
and that's leveraging your guys' buyers list. Is that
our buyers list? Just our team, our experience collectively.
Oh, wow. Okay. Perfect. Nice. All right. So dispodaily.com. It's really cool. All right. So you have you were talking about a fix and flip. I mean, you guys took it down and you're gonna just go a different route instead of a straight up wholesale. So now, I mean, because you're running a wholesale operation, you're in the front end of the deal. So you can pick and choose. You can cherry pick whatever you want to keep, whatever you flip, whatever you want to wholesale or wholesale, right? Tell me about this one.
Yes. So this one, we have people trying to buy it from us. We put it out there just to gauge interest, but we're not.
It's always a good sign. It's always a good sign.
It's in one of the most desirable parts, sought after parts of New Jersey. Is within a few minutes of Manhattan, or it's in Paramus, New Jersey.
Oh wow.
And it's a deal. We got it in. So the background to the deal. It's my partner, Jerry. We went after another property. That one didn't work out, but the gentleman did refer us, but I have this friend who's in this situation. They're looking to sell now. He was there within 20 minutes, and locked it in. Well, not the same day, but the next day it was locked in. It was a little bit of a negotiation. So we got that one locked in at 540. Yeah, it's 540. It's a small house currently in a very nice upscale area.
So it's a value add type of opportunity.
Yes. So we're gonna the play behind that one is to bring it up to like a 1.2 conservatively, possibly a $1.3 million valuation.
Conservatively, you're gonna add about $800,000 of value to the house to make it retail.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's probably like the last house that hasn't been converted within those few blocks there.
Oh so, man, you found a golden nugget. How much do you think the rehab is going to cost? And I know it's a little off topic.
The contractor,
the side, but I'm just curious.
The rehab's it's going to be around $300K. We took our contractor that Jerry has used a lot. We've used them on a couple of projects, or collectively, and we had the architect work through there as well and tell us how much how much square footage we can add. So we've done the due diligence, and we're ready to move on with that project.
Wow. Yeah. So I mean that project, it should be somewhere around the mid 400s profits, somewhere in there.
No.
3.
At the very conservatively, it's going to be around 200 to 250 profits. Because we have money. Yeah.
Okay.
We have costs associated with the loans and holding costs. It's going to be a longer project, but it's definitely going to be worth it.
Well, $250,000, man. It's definitely another. bro.
Yeah, yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And you guys, did you say this lead came in as a referral? Was it?
Yes, yes.
Wow.
It came from a referral from a gentleman who we approached for another deal. He turned us down, but he threw this one in our lap. It's a softball, man.
Oh man, did you guys ask the question? Is there, sir, do you have any other properties that you might want to sell? Like that single question, man, has yielded so much profit to our business over the years. It's one thing, like if somebody says they don't want to sell their property, they're done with that, like they're not interested at all. It's crazy. A lot of times people don't think of mentioning the other house that they have a county over, because it's not localized, right? But if we just present the question, they'll have some land, they'll have a condo here, they'll something, and sometimes you just hit it. Sometimes you just hit it, man.
Oh, and it's funny because and it wasn't his. It was like a family member that he referred us to.
Mm-hmm.
But since we came from him, we
Yeah.
all started that because they had other wholesalers approaching the property. But since we come as a referral, automatically we were held in higher esteem, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And well, I mean, that's a $250,000 deal. It's not peanuts, right? Well, I mean, you're
200 conservatively, but yes, we are definitely shooting for that.
Oh yeah.
That's definitely, hopefully that's the case. Yes.
Yeah, that's so amazing, man. So happy to see the trajectory, and then see, because you put in the work, you put in the effort, right? Like the way may be paved, but it's not, the work's still going to be up to you guys, as wholesalers, and putting in the work, putting in the hours, the tenacity, the grit to make calls and have those conversations. And then, I mean, have the audacity to go, as far as, on vacation and then still doing cold calls. Like I would have gotten murdered by my wife. So, yeah, but big kudos on that, man. Big kudos. Congratulations.
I mean, I probably will. It's been great so far. But no, I mean, at the end of the day, it's stuff we have to do. I mean, hopefully, down the road, I will get to a point where, I can step away a little more. But right now I have to hustle. I have to work as hard as I possibly can to get there. This is not the time to not be going all in.
You know what, you're saying a couple of things that are very, very important, and I mean, I always highlight those. Hustle is a season, right? Not a business strategy. We definitely need the hustle. I'm sorry, the hustle to get from point A to point B. Yes. But however, like operating through hustle all the time is not sustainable. It's just not. And what you're doing is you're finding people who are talented. You're bringing them into your sphere. You have the background and the know-how of, because you already ran your process, your system, right? So you're bringing that into the table. So you're making all these connections. Trust me, the automation, the delegation, and the elevation of this is going to be a lot sooner than you think. I think, just because of the pace and the rate of results that you're having as you're going through the process. I mean, 10 months into it it's insane. It's insane. So
yeah, this was the importance of networking, making connections, and just being genuine. When I approach somebody, I approach, how can I add value to you, to your team, and that people see that and people want to work with you as well. So that's one thing that I like to highlight.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. Gwen, well, thank you so much, man. I appreciate the time that you've taken to have a conversation with us and kind of give us a little bit of insight into your journey over the last year. I'm very proud and honored to be part of that journey through the wholesaling business blueprint. Now, if somebody wants to get a hold of you and I don't know, maybe reach out, ask you some questions, JV or whatnot, what's the best way to find you?
Oh, the best way to find me, or for JV and stuff.
If you want to be found, if you want to be
found. I want to be found. I'll throw my phone number out there if I have to. But yes, like I said, my main goal right now is to meet up people. My job is literally to network and work with all the wholesalers. I love it,
Yeah.
So My direct phone number, as crazy as this might be, is 929-295-7495. That's 929-295-7495. As they do in the commercials, right? Or just check us out.
You just unleashed the beast right now.
Bring it on, man. Bring it on.
I love it, man. I love it. Love the tenacity. Yeah, there you guys have it. I mean, it's really impressive, right? What can happen in a short amount of time if you put in the effort, if you really focus. There's a difference between being committed and being interested in something. When you're interested, there tends to be a lot more passiveness to the action. When you're committed, there's tenacity and there's grit. So keep that in mind as you guys go through the process of building your business. At the end of the day, what we want to do is build a business, not a side hustle. Fam, thank you for listening. Every week I bring you the real, the raw, the mindset, the case studies, and the strategies you need to build your own successful real estate wholesaling business. So if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button and don't miss out on real life experience and information that can make you millions. It's time to join the ranks of successful wholesalers and real estate entrepreneurs like the one you just heard, and take advantage of one of the biggest opportunities that we have in our lifetime to generate wealth. So go to reiwholesaling.com. Head over to my website, again, that's reiwholesaling.com, and learn how to make big profits, make big money by finding, negotiating, and closing wholesale deals from your own backyard. You've heard the stories, seen the case studies, stop thinking about it, it's time to write your own. Again, head over to reiwholesaling.com, click on coaching program, book a discovery call, have a conversation with my team, and you might get an invitation to join hundreds of students throughout the country who are leveling up on a daily basis. The writing is on the wall. Hustle is a season. It's not a business strategy. Take action, start building a sustainable and scalable real estate wholesaling business, and join the coaching program today. I will catch you guys on the next one. Talk to you soon. Stay focused. You got this.